Creating a catalogue drop. Now we've created our first couple of rounds, we can now create a drop for our round. A drop being where we go out and put the catalogue through people's doors. So if we go from our dashboard screen, if we first of all look at our catalogues that we're going to put out, we've got basically 140 that we've bought, one that we've earned and one out of circulation. So I've got 140 that are available. At the moment there's none out and none lost. So we go to drops and collections and say create new drop. Now we've got three types of drop. We can do from around a listing, which is the most common one, is where we put the round number and then the system will show all the roads associated with that round. Or we could select a particular road regardless of the round. The other option that we have is to create a drop from your customer listing. Now at the moment we don't have any customers, but as the people that you've dropped to order stuff, they become a customer. So the system will allow you just to drop catalogues to your customer base rather than through to a whole set of roads, simply by clicking your customers and then creating the drop. And then the third option that you've got is to create from a specific address. So it might be that you actually want to pick a particular road and then a particular house on a road that you want to drop a catalogue to. Really, you're only going to use that to say if you've missed a house out, or if you think, actually, I'm just going to drop this catalogue to this particular person. So if we go to the standard way, or the main way of doing our drops and collections by saying from a round listing, put in the round number, so we'll say it's round 1, and then the system will load all the roads associated with that round. It will also show me how many catalogues I'm going to need for that round. Now I've got 140 available, so my 43 I'm well covered with that. It will default to say that you're going to put out the catalogue that's currently ticked as the main catalogue. You can add to that from your catalogue list if you wanted. Say you're adding a little extra flyer, or if there's like a Christmas taster flyer that comes out, you want to add that with the catalogue. So you pop that in there as well. You need to say when you put the books out. So we click on that and we can say, well, we're going to put them out tonight. And when are we going to collect them back? We're going to collect them back on Friday. And when is the next drop? So basically, after we collected the catalogue, when are we going to put the catalogue through their door again? So we just need to say, well, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll probably put it through again in 4 weeks' time. Mainly for entering that is if when they order something from the catalogue, when you print your invoice out, it will tell them when the next date is that they will get a catalogue through the door. Then the other options we have here is to say drop only to our customers and readers, drop only to customers, or drop only to readers. Now at the moment we don't have any customers or readers, so clicking one of those would result in a 0 drop. But as the system is used more and more and you deliver to these roads, you'll begin to see who's reading the catalogues, who's ordering, etc. And it might be that you've built the round up to such an extent that it could be, say, 200 houses, but you've only got, say, 100 readers. So you say, well, I'm only going to drop to customers and readers for this particular one, rather than constantly dropping to houses that you know after 3 or 4 times they've had the catalogue, they're not even opening it to read it. So we're going to select all the roads for our drop. You can select specific roads if you wanted to. If you wanted to miss out my way for this one, you could just select the roads there you're going to drop to. But we're going to select all of them, and then we say create drop. The system will check that you actually want to drop to all of the houses, because as we said earlier, it might be that there's a lot of houses on there that you've constantly delivered a catalogue to and they aren't reading it, and it's just a waste of a potential catalogue being in that house for several days. So I'll say yes, we need to drop to all the houses. Double checks that you're okay to create the drop. We say okay. We then select our printer and we print the drop. Now I just need to change my screen share so that you can see the printer. So you should now see, so this is what will be printed out. It's printed onto A4 and designed so you can just peel it in half and then pop it onto a clipboard, or fold it in half, so as you're going through the houses, tick them off as you put the catalogue through. And it's printed out in road order that we created our round. So Main Road was 1, My Way was 2, and Beck Close was number 3. And then it's put it in the walk order. So we go up one side, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, turn round and come back from 16 to 2. Likewise with My Way, and the same with Beck Close. There's area there to make any notes, so it might be, you know, that you are unable to get to the letterbox, so you actually didn't put a catalogue through, or it might be that you know, there's a dog loose or something like that. Just any notes to help you jog your memory when you go back to try and pick up that catalogue. So I'll close that down and I'll just change the screen share back to our system. So now it's completed that drop, and you will see that it's now told me that I've got 43 catalogues out and I've got 97 still available for that drop. Now if I look at my drops and collections and say collections due, there's nothing due today, but if I click all outstanding, you'll see the houses there that we've created the drop to. Now it might be that once we've actually physically gone and dropped these catalogues out, you might not have been able to drop a catalogue to a certain house, or you might have looked at the house and actually it's for sale, it's empty, therefore I'm not going to leave a catalogue there. So you actually didn't put one through, so therefore you don't need to try and get it back. So all you do there is pick the relevant road, highlight it, say it was number 7 on Main Road, and you can say remove selected address from this drop. Now you're not removing it totally from your round, because the chances are somebody will buy the house and move in, and you'll want to deliver a catalogue to that. So you just say remove selected address from this drop. Are you sure you just remove it? So that will now remove it, so you won't be reminded to go and pick that catalogue up from the address. If I go back to my dashboard screen now, you'll also see that I've now got an additional catalogue available, because it's taken that catalogue out of that drop to say, well, we know you didn't put it through the letterbox, so you've still got one available to create. If you then go, you come back and thinking, actually there was an additional house that I missed. Say there was a flat B or a flat C or a number A, simply go and amend your drop. So you add another item. So you say create new drop from around listing. And then we can either pick the road to say it was Beck Close. Now you'll notice here that that actual house, say it was 7A, it isn't there. So we need to create that in our round. So we go back to our rounds, show all rounds, go back to Beck Close, double click on it to amend it, add a single house, change that to, say it was 7A, and we'll put it in the correct position. So we want it between 7 and 8, so we'll say it's in 7.5. Just refresh that to check it's in the right area. Yeah. So now I can then save that. I can then go to my drops and create a drop from a specific address, select Beck Close, say which catalogues we sent and when we dropped it. So it was on the Wednesday, we're going to pick it up on the Friday, and we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4 drop it again on the 30th. And now I can select 7A and then create a drop to that particular house. It will then print a sheet out for that one particular address. And now if I go back to my drops and collections due, and for all outstanding, you should see that in Bet Close we now have 7A appearing in our list to go and pick that up. So again, that's how you can insert an additional house that you missed off your original round. Again, if I go back to the dashboard, you'll now see that I've gone back down to having 97 catalogues available. And that's all there is to setting up your first round and drop.